Okay, so it's 2:33 p.m. on the 23rd of the 6th, 2020. Greetings all. Hope you're all doing well out there. I haven't been on for a wee while, as you might know. I've been trying to figure out how to go live on YouTube, but I haven't been able to sort that one, so this is kind of what it is for the day. I just thought I'd start by reading this out, because we're in unprecedented times. Amazing times we live in. So your world has changed. The table has been cleared. The board has been wiped. The fog is lifting. The veils of deception are dissolving, and the celestial bodies are aligning as the lights are turning on. The curtain lifts. You stand on the precipice of one of the greatest shows in the universe. One of the most paradigm-shifting events to be witnessed by everybody on such a monumental level. It is truly unprecedented, and from which the impacts and repercussions will be felt for many thousands of years. As humanity embraces the increasing frequencies and vibrations of self-realization that will resonate you to the core of your soul and beyond. An opportunity of such profound implications we could never imagine or see. We are now becoming the true creators of our destiny, and a new world with everything in order as we move to the next levels of alignment and awareness, to degrees beyond our wildest dreams, as we harness the reins and seize the crown. You have first-class tickets and front-row seats. So let's all stand united, together in love, in spirit, and in the fullness of our individual and united souls, and shine brighter than the brightest of stars, shedding our light to all corners of the universe, openly, enlightening our being as we watch the darkness flee, as we bring peace to the earth, everything we've been waiting for, materializing before our eyes. Welcome and love and rejoice, for you are becoming conscious. So welcome, thanks guys, thanks for joining us. So I think we're in paradigm shifting times. Paradigms and paradigms, they're changing. So we need to get back to our centres, getting honest, true, start facing the things and start shedding light into those corners we've been neglecting and not respecting. So some of these things incite, but eventually they'll lead to insight. A lot of what the government is doing now is insightful for people, isn't it? It's inciting a lot of people. A lot of people are seeing their freedoms being dissolved before their eyes. So it's starting to incite a few. That's good, because this will cause others to have insight as well. And then we all grow, and we all start shedding light into those corners and those shadows we don't want to face. It's about time we started facing those shadows, folks. But again, we stay centered. We stay centered and aligned. And alignment. You draw your lines. Draw your lines so you can make a stand. You can only make lines on the sand. That's on the land. The whenua. So we've got to make those stands. We've got to stand up. We've got to speak out. Because only the silent are dead, folks. If you see injustice and don't speak out, then you are part of the problem. We need more solutions, not problems. Because that's how it rolls, folks. And civil disobedience, being disobedient. I know you've all been trained well through the schooling system, where you went as a child and were chilled, fed all sorts of BS. So there's only one way out, folks. And that's together. Together on the land. See, to get her on the land. Because this is how we get standing. Because it's firm, folks. It's firm on the land. We want to have solid grounding. We must be on the land to do that. To get her, Papatuanuku. Together, united, in common unity. In formation. And we need information to be information. That's how it works. We do that via communication. Common unity and getting on board. With good standing. Getting back to the heart of the matter. Remember? The heart of the matter. The truth of the matter. Because home is where the heart is. That's how it rolls, folks. Okay? And it's inherent. It's within you. It's in here, isn't it? These are your rights. Inalienable rights. Inherent jurisdiction. Juris meaning law. Diction, to speak. To dictate. The dictionary. The word of the law is in you. It's your gift of divinity. It's your law. Do you consider yourself a lord or a serf? Are you a master or a slave? You've got to get back on board. In your temples. Because there's a bit of contemplation going on there. At the head of things. Headquarters. You've got the headquarters, the front row seats, and the tickets. It's all about you, folks. Remember you? Remember you being the cup? The you is the cup, is the vessel. The vessel that holds the liquid, the liquidity. Remember how money is liquidity. You hold the value and the worth and the cost. Because that's how you assure me. Is how you value yourself. What are you worth? And what does it cost you? So it's all about the vessel. It's all about you. So you better get a handle on yourself and get grounded. And start drawing your lines in the sand so we can all be in alignment. It's alignment, isn't it? Alignment. And the same line, in accordance. There's two C's. We can do the dance in accord, in a tune, in a tone, in harmony, at the core of us. It's good to meditate on that, otherwise it might make you sick. See how all that works? And this stuff's all about you. It's all about the confusion, the fusing of the cons, the structs, the structure, the the constructs, through the concepts, by a bunch of conspiracy. Bunch of cons. Remember, cons are the criminals? I have that here. Cons are the criminals operating in piracy. It's a conspiracy. It's a great conspiracy, in fact. I think most of you might know this by now. But this is the great cons, piracy. What's piracy, folks? It's law of the sea. What's law of the sea, Norm? Rape, pillage, and plunder. And there's not much very hearty about it, folks. And that guy's always one-eyed and got a hook, hasn't he? That pirate. But see, today they have their claws, but their claws are in this book here. Their legislative claws. And they section you, don't they? To make you think you're on the land, because you like to have a section, don't you? We like to feel we're on the land. But they've got their claws into you, and they've sectioned you, put a padlock on you and put you in the paddock, when you've been caught at the court. And you go in front of the Magi straight, because it's straight out magic what that guy's doing. And he sits on a stool called a bench, which is a Latin word. That means bank. So he represents the bank, folks. He doesn't care who's paying. Someone's paying. Someone's all got to pay. It's about commerce. It's about business. It's all about business. And they've got you all. They've got their claws into you here. And their sections. See, all this stuff here, this on our smorgasbord of truth, remember? There's more gas on this board of truth. As I've said before, in fact, it's never ending. But see, they've got you cast into all these spellings with the language and the letters. Remember, the letters meant to let, meant to challenge. And of course, it's all in script, isn't it? It's all scripture. It's your script, it's scripture. This is why you're all religious, because you're speaking in the stuff that's made up of spells and spelling. And you cast your ideas out there. Like the newscasters who impress through the press, through the word, through the ward, into your frames. They frame everything for you with their spin and their narrative and their propaganda. But if you don't mind, it won't matter. If you don't mind, it won't matter, eh? But this is all the type of spelling that's going on. So you have to learn to de-spell. And these are all just little signs, aren't they? They're all signs. So you have to de-sign. De-sign and de-script. Because you come a signatory. And sometimes the S is silent, the G is silent. And so it'll give you the sin. Be careful, you could be getting into a sin there when you sign. With your pen in time, because it will tie me. You're tired, you get tied in a pen, you're in jail, folks. They call it contract. Ask a woman about contractions. She'll tell you they're painful. If you don't know what you're doing, then you'll experience the pain. So you have to learn to de-script and de-sign all the spellings that are going on. Otherwise you get spellbound, and that becomes binding. And when you're bound and you're binding, you're bound to the terms and the sentences, aren't you? And the clauses in their sections. You see how that works? You go in front of the judge and he'll give you a term of, say, 6 months. You'll get 6 months in your terms, and your sentence will be hard labour. So be careful with those contracts. And best you mind, because it will matter. Hey, see how that works? That's how that works. It's pretty simple stuff, really. It's pretty simple. But this takes a little bit of time for you to learn. Remember how the lesson is earned, so it's learning, and it's to each in their own. It's to each in their own. Do you see? You have to search. You have to do research. Where are we? I'm sure I had that here. Research. There's research, folks. Let's give it a capital. Research. Re meaning to do again, to search. That's all I've done is research, to look to others' conclusions and ideas and postulations and contemplations. And so I'm no expert. I'm no expert in anything. I've just looked at other people's research and I stand on their shoulders, as do many others. As we all do in some respect, in fact. And do you see how it's got a couple of other words in there? You know, you want to be on these things, so you want to have a bit of reason, don't you? With your research. It's got to be reasonable. And you want to respect too. Oh, there it is. Research. You want to have respect and perspective on your research. And that's to have knowledge. And then, as the word itself tells you, you can stand on the knoll, which is on the edge, and you can see farther. You can see farther. Isn't that lovely? They talk about the father a lot in those religions, don't they? The father and the mother. Yeah. So, sow seeds. That's what we do. We sow seeds. And these seeds are sown through the spellings, because the spellings operate on a subliminal level, which is a level below the threshold of your normal conscious comprehension. Okay, so these things are working on you. And this is why, you know, we think we're communicating and we're not. Because there's a level of energy built in to the language and the spellings and the writing. Because you want to be right, don't you? Is that right? That'd be right, wouldn't it? You want to be right. But that might be a writ. And writs are kind of contracts, aren't they? So you've got to be careful, full of care. And do your research. Because it's all about the sea and the ark. The sea and the ark. It's all about the law of the sea, the piracy, the conspiracy, the great conspiracy. And that's spelt G-R-A-T-E, not G-R-E-A-T-E. Okay? Because it grates you. It grates on you every day. And that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to do that. It's been scripted to do that. So you have to descript and come to a description. And to do that, you must question. And that's the quest ion. You're on the quest. See, I on it. That's a contract there. Anything with I-O-N on the back of it is a contract, okay? The quest ion to action, doing. And then when you question, you're as king, aren't you? That's how that works. You're as king. When you're questioning, you're as king. And I always say question everything twice. QE2. Again, you know, it's all there. It's all there in front of us. If we start to learn how to look twice, that means to respect. Again, spectacles, perspective, to respect. To look twice, folks. Look twice, look again. Learn to start thinking outside the box. Because they've got us all spellbound with double speak and flowery, nebulous, politically correct, political language. and jurist language of the law called legalese, which is like Japanese and Chinese, but it looks like English, and it sounds like English, but it's not English. Okay, it's not your everyday overstandings we have of the words we use to communicate with and the intentions with which we use those words. Okay? It's spelling, folks. It's spelling. You've really got to comprehend. It's good to have comprehension about things. It's good to comprehend the depth of these things, because this is all law of the sea. It's all about the sea, and it's unfathomable. It's all measured in fathoms. It's unfathomable. And this is your source of information. These are the condiments of your food of communication by the pen and the word. And it's all about volume, isn't it? Again, when it's measured in volume. Frequencies of waves measured in hertz. Because the volume's too high, it hurts. And then we're out of accordance, aren't we? We're not in the chord again. Remember how it's all about the chord and being in a chord? Because it anchors you, doesn't it? The anchor. It's like you go to church and they altar. They call the church the altar because it alters you. It's an altar, folks. Religion. Remember, religion is to bind. I don't like religion, folks. I believe in the Creator, or a Creator, and the gift of divinity that is within and without. But you know, this religion here, this Bible, again, is two books, Old Testament, New Testament. But this book here, it's like you can go into a lawyer's office and he'll have these types of books, from the carpet on the floor to the architrave on your roof, mate, or the battens on your roof, all around the walls, books of the law. Well, this one here, there's only 3. There's only 3 simple rules in that book, ultimately. Ultimately, there's only 3. Don't kill, don't steal, and don't deceive. Pretty simple laws. Inherent laws, actually. Remember that? Inherent? You're born with those ones. You know. Even kids, little kids know when they're doing wrong, you know? They're inalienable, folks. They are alienable. You can alienate them, and you do that by consent. Remember, the conspiracy is to get you over here into the law of into the world of the dead by consent. And if you don't test it, you don't call the test. I mean, if you ain't got testicles, and you don't test the con, then there's no contest, is there? I mean, that's how that works. That's pretty simple stuff. You do that by standing up for your rights, which again means opening your voice. You know, opening your mouths, speaking out, speak up while we still can. We know our Jacinda Ardern's trying to put firewalls on our internet, closing down free speech, changing laws to label certain speech hate speech. You know, people are so pussy these days, they're getting offended with crap. Well, hey, Black Lives Matter is discriminatory. People should be getting upset about that. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this is all done through the media. Remember the media? The media and the anchors. The anchors and the news anchors. Remember they call them news anchors? They cast the news, don't they? They're casters, aren't they? Newscasters. They give you the interview, the view in between what's reality, don't they? With their slant and their propaganda and their spin. And they report you. They put you back into your ship into port, don't they? They report on you. They express, impress, repress and depress. That's what they do. Turn your TVs off, folks. Seriously. Actually, if it make you feel a lot better, go and take a sledgehammer to it. Well, you might as well get a bit of enjoyment out of it as well. instead of the skin deep entertainment. Remember, entertainment, enter to attain your mind. The attainment of your mind, folks. That's what entertainment is. You know, they're telling you in front of your faces, right in front of your faces, exactly what they're doing to you. They're telling you they're going to rape, pillage and plunder you, right in front of your faces. They've got to, though, because it's called caveat emptor. Remember that? I have that one. Oh, here we go. Remember that? Caveat emptor. Buyer beware. Let those that be deceived be deceived. That's pretty simple stuff. So that means you have to be vigilant, folks. You have to be vigilant and start asking why. Hey, you have to be vigilant and start asking why. That's what you have to do. Hey? Because we're going round and round. We want to evolve, don't we? We want to evolve. A revolution. They call us revolting, don't they? They call us revolting. Oh, we're the revolting serfs, the plebes, the commoners. You know, all these derogative labels they give you. Hidden within the language, within the words. Even the word nice. Oh, you look nice today, they'll say to you. Go look at the meaning of the word nice. Means stupid, folks. Ignorant. That's what the word nice means. So when they say, oh, you look so nice today, I mean, they're telling you in front of your face you look like you're an ignoramus. And that's how it is. But once you start seeing this, once you start learning about your vessel and navigating your ship and navigating the waters, and not being distracted by the sirens. Remember the sirens were the maidens who would distract the captains from their ships and shipwreck them? Woo, woo, your sirens when they pull you over with their red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. That creates anxiety straight away. Red blood's blue blood, red blood, blue blood. You see how that works, folks? The red team, what is it? The Labour team and the national team. The red team, the blue team. Red and blue, folks. You've been red and you turn them blue because it's killing us. The system, the society, the way that they dupe us into thinking you have a choice because you vote every 4 years. I mean, come on. Or 3 years, is it? Whenever it is, they want us to all line up like sheep again, like they have in the last month of lockdown. I mean, people, man, you really need to wake up. If you're that easily conditioned and easily led, then you deserve everything you get. But I will not remain silent about it. You know, the common fort, my common fort has been disrupted, my comfort. That's my comfort, folks. My common fortitude has been questioned, and I don't like it. And I'm going to draw my line in the sand, my mental alignment, my line in the sand, folks. And these are going to be my terms and conditions if you cross that line. That's the other aspect you need to start putting into place too, is realising that you have exactly that same power. You are more powerful than they want you to ever know or believe, folks. And when we start becoming conscious of our true beings and nature and divinity, she's all over Grover. She's all over Grover. So we've got to get out of this mind control stuff, because this is all mind controlling stuff. But once you start to see it, you can dispel it, you can descript it. You can decipher it, because these are ciphers, remember? Remember the cipher? The cipher, and your little ships on the sea of communication won't get caught in the lull and be dead in the water, the lullaby. Get caught in the lucifers, you know? The Lucifer shit. Actually, I did pull that up. I have that. Actually, I should say g'day to you all there. Sorry about that. I get a bit carried away in my own world a wee bit sometimes. G'day Stuart, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Carol, Tama, thanks for joining us, bro. Rob, awesome. Good to see you out there. I don't even know how to X-connect. Get on you, bro. Love your work. Hey, Bradley. Nice to see you here again. Haven't been on for a wee while, eh? So, just been busy as people staying for a wee while and life goes on. I've got a family and all the rest of it. Hello, Far. How you doing, love? Good to see you. Hey, Trevor. Causa, nice to join us. Thanks for joining us. Jenny, Phil, Cheryl, Evelyn, how you doing? Lots of lovely little conscious beings out there. Beautiful stuff. Come and share the food for thought on the smorgasbord of truth. Thanks for joining us. Today is the 23rd of the 6th, 2020. Come to you live from Nelson. Yeah. I probably won't spend much time in the chat there with you answering any questions or anything, but fire them in there and I'll get back to them later on. It's all good if you've got any questions or anything you can add too, because I'm no expert in any of this. You know, other people have their gems and we all have little pieces of the puzzle, and it's a really, really big picture and we're never going to be able to see it without the other pieces. So, I mean, it's really important that we start uniting in unity and start, you know, expanding ourselves, expanding our own consciousness, folks. It's happening whether you want it or not, because you know, it's our time now. It's time to get off your butts, get off your seats, get behind, get out of your keyboards, off your keyboards and get on the street. I actually went down to Nelson this morning. I thought there was a support rally for the rally that's going on in Wellington right now. There's some, again, beautiful soldiers of light down there doing their stuff, doing their good mahi, you know. And you got to realise too that those people down there, you know, they probably represent another 10 people at least. So think about that too. You know, we're being shut down, folks. Our avenues of freedom of speech, our ability to speech, and even Kiwis in their own way. You know, we're all pretty mellow, easygoing people, generally speaking, as it is. You know, none of us like to stand up on a podium and you know, be in front of make ourselves vulnerable in front of all the other people out there. But mate, it's your time. It's your time. You guys got to get out there. You got to get out there and start doing it. We've got all the technology in our hands. There's no excuses, really. There really is no excuses. I mean, you know, a lot of industries have been closed down, even though they're still letting people in the country. We've just had another 2 recent cases of COVID here in New Zealand. I mean, it's just, it's farcical, folks, what's going on. And these guys that are running the country, they don't have your best interest at heart. Now, if you haven't seen that or woken up to that particular fact by now, then, you know, you really need to pull your head out of the sand. So, yeah, not sure how long I've been actually going at the moment. So, I might just leave it there. I'll leave it with a couple of things here, though. You know, it's always that, isn't it? It's always that. Remember, Magi is the magic, the nation. That's you. You are the creator. You create the Magi nation. That's you, folks. You are the starlights. You are the leaders. You are the ones. It's your time. Stand up. Be counted. Oh, remember, entertainment. See, once you start realising and seeing and comprehending and learning to describe, design and decipher, then it paints a whole different picture of what's going on. And they tell you exactly what they're doing, folks. They have to. They have to tell you what they're doing. Okay? It's all part of the script. It's all part of the script that they've got to tell you what they're doing. And if there's no contest or no objection and you remain silent, then a maximum of law is silence is acquiescence when claims are being made. Okay? So start comprehending a little bit more. Start thinking twice. Because we all know how it works. Get your own backyard sorted out, folks. That's what we've got to do here in New Zealand. Well, Aotearoa. Get our own backyard sorted out first. And that means you in your backyard. That means you sorting out your real estate. Your real estate, isn't it? Your real estate's the land. That's your real state. Or is it first your state of mind? Eh? Or is that the ship of state? Oh no, that's the government. The government's the ship of state, isn't it? You want to check out your state of mind. Because, you know, that ship of state, that government, govern meaning from Latin governare meaning control, and ment meaning mind, government meaning mind control. You know, they call their department that siphons your sweat equity called tax. That's a tax, isn't it? They call it the inland revenue. Okay, think about that. Have a wee think about that. So land is pretty important, folks. And you can't draw lines in the water. Hey, you want to get out of the sea, start mastering your vessels, and start navigating. Because there's stormy waters out there, but we're good captains. I know we are. We're good kaitiakis. I know we are. So that's how it works. Energy flows where attention goes, but then, you know, there's all sorts of things going on outside your attention and your purview as well. So, you know, be open-minded as well. Be open-minded, open-hearted, and open-mouthed. Yeah, there's a good place to end it. So get out there, you lovely lights. Exercise your energy. Get it vibrating organically, get centered, get in alignment. Get your own little house in order. Whatever that means for you. However that works, but do it. You just got to do it while you're here. Because you got the front row seats and first class tickets, folks. Best you use them. We know how it works. We all place ourselves in danger to one degree or another when we stand up. But we place our children and grandchildren in even greater danger when we don't. Hey, love and light to you all. I've got to get going. See you later. Have a good one. I'll try and get in once a week. Tune in with you and just have a little kōrero. So again, love and light to you. Go out there and spread that light in those shadows, folks, in those dark corners. Thanks for everything you do.